What's going on, guys? Welcome to our video just about how to survive, navigate, flourish, and experience all the goodness that retrograde season has to offer. My name is Matthew with Stillwater Alchemy, and then we also have the Gemini babes, Chris and Liz. If you guys want to introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth. I am a therapist, yoga teacher, and soul tarot reader. My Instagram handle is @the Gemini Guide.
Gemini Guide. Sorry, I'm just catching up. My name is Chris. I am a sign language interpreter. That's why I'm signing, so deaf people can watch also. But my Instagram is Chris Corsini, and I am a tarot reader, intuitive. I know quite a bit about astrology also. So we've come together to just discuss what's going to be happening over the coming weeks and months and to offer services together. So Matthew, do you want to start and lead us in this discussion?
Totally. So obviously we all know that 2020 has been a mood. It's been a lot of energy, some chaos for some. With retrograde season, a lot of people kind of freak out because one of the most buzzworthy phrases in astrology is Mercury retrograde, and people just lose their minds. And so when multiple planets go retrograde, they kind of have the same fear that, oh no, like my life is going to fall apart. There's so much going on. So we just kind of wanted to like demystify and kind of help educate everyone collectively together, really help navigate this retrograde season so we can have a little check-in every month to just help ease that anxiety and to really just show what retrogrades are very quickly. When a planet's in retrograde, it just means that that planet is literally slowing down, thus giving an optical illusion that it's moving backwards because all the other planets are moving at their regular pace. And that's very timely when we're talking about the divine feminine versus the divine masculine. The divine feminine is all about resting and receiving. A lot of people want more money, more love, but that's about receiving and slowing down. And especially since we're nearing the end of quarantine, everyone's going to go full throttle and they're going to want to move fast and resume. But then the universe has a very good sense of humor. And it's like, no, I want you all to slow down and chill and reassess and reevaluate so that moving forward, you're on the right path of like your higher connection, not of like fear within the collective. That's my view on retrograde. So today, when we're filming, it is May 11th, and Saturn is currently retrograde right now. So Saturn is a big kingpin in astrology because he is the planet of discipline, hard work, father figure. And so when it goes retrograde, it really is testing our resolve, our discipline, and also showing where there's boundaries or where we're not holding ourselves accountable, especially in regards to work ethic and really showing up for ourselves in regards to discipline and hard work. And so that, especially for everyone going through their Saturn return. So if your Saturn is in Aquarius right now, you're going to feel it until July 1st. You guys can find out what planet or what sign your Saturn's in by going to like Cafe Astrology, Astrolab. It's very easy to figure out. And then once we hit July 1st, everyone who had their Saturn return, Saturn in Capricorn, this is like the baton being passed back to you to make sure that you've done the work and have really shown yourself that you're in it for the long haul and that you're not going to give up. And then once we reach December, that's when everything will kind of breathe easier. So what are you guys feeling in terms of like Saturn, hard work, all the shifts that are going on for you personally? Right now, Saturn's in Aquarius, which is really all about the collective and helping each other and the spotlight on making sure that we're all growing, especially in this age of Aquarius.
I mean, I'm just looking forward to December, so I know I'm past all the bullshit. Like, fuck, I'm tired of learning and being challenged. And like, yeah, I mean, Liz, how do you feel about what was just said?
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like I'm witnessing a large, like we're tearing down the system that we believe in and we are rebuilding it to work for us. So a lot on a personal level, a lot of like how does your job impact you? Like, what are you doing for your job, and how can you weave that into soul passion work? Because a lot of that does need to go hand in hand, but often we do have a career and a soul passion that are not in alignment.
Right.
So how can, with Saturn in Aquarius, it's a lot of that, bring it back to yourself, because other people will benefit from it when it has to do with you, when you're doing what you need to do for your own alignment. So that's where I'm at.
Totally.
I agree. I've noticed that there's been a lot of people who have been changing their careers and just spending more time, energy, money on what they love to do, what their skills are, what their gifts are. And when they've committed to that, you've actually seen it just like pop off. It's like people are being really rewarded now for all of those like risks. So I think, and really with before when we had Jupiter in Capricorn, or is it still there, Matt?
It's still there.
Still there, yeah. So like with Jupiter in Capricorn, that's a really good time for us to take like a really good calculated risk and likely get that reward. So I feel like the people who up until now have done that, you've noticed, it's like, oh, that's good, that's working. But the other people who are still nervous, well, now I think with, we have Pluto in retrograde now. So a lot of people who haven't like made that jump yet are now like, oh shit, like, do I do it? Do I go for it? Like, I feel like I should. And they kind of have to, or that, Pluto tower moment is going to happen soon if they don't.
If it already hasn't happened.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Because a lot of people too, from like, I'm sure you guys have experienced it with your own tarot clients and friends and family, it's that people are they're analyzing what's been going on during the quarantine. Like, am I even in the right career? What you were talking about, Liz, it's like, they're not really doing their soul passion. They're not stepping into their gifts. And now they're really at a crossroads being like, am I meant to go back to that Joe job? Or can I do the work, which is a huge Saturn mood, invest time and money into what I actually know, go against what maybe my parents, society, or friends think that I should do, and really answer to my intuition and my soul calling, what I've always wanted to do. And that's like, again, a huge Saturn Aquarius vibe. Like, Aquarians do not give a fuck. Like, Aquarians are the ones trailblazing, making sure that we're learning what needs to be learned. They're bringing that future foresight to now. And again, we just had the Scorpio full moon, which was a lot. And that's going to reawaken your subconscious and really speak to your soul, illuminate what your soul wants, and bring that to the surface. So a lot of people have been feeling that, especially for the past week. And so now it's up to everyone, is like, are you willing to trust in yourself, in your soul, and really do the work and know that the results are going to be there? Or are you just going to keep repeating cycles? Because that's also a very big key theme of retrogrades, is that I always compare them to final exams. The people that do the work will experience the tests and the questions that come up on their exam, like, oh, I've studied for this, I know the answer, and they come out of it and they pass. Those who don't do the work kind of like shit the bed, and then they have to take summer classes and then retake the course over again. So it really is up to you in taking back that personal power.
Absolutely. I would even add on to that with Saturn in retrograde right now, right? Because it had just entered in Aquarius, and we were all like, oh my gosh, look at all of this things that are being illuminated for us, and what does it mean to be one with society and what I need to offer. And then this retrograde going back into Capricorn, we're kind of being vacuumed back into the corporations being like, you think you can have this independent lifestyle where you can make your own money and do something that, a job that actually makes you happy? No, we control you. We want you to work for us, and we don't care about you. We don't have your best interests at heart, and we're going to have to fight against that for the rest of 2020, which I will add, 2020 is, when we break it down in numerology, a 4. 4 in the tarot is Emperor. So reclaiming your space, because it is your birthright, as quoted by Lindsay Mack. Your birthright being the thing that you're meant here to share. Like, your life is only for you to share. No one has lived your life the way you have. So reclaiming that and stepping away from how the system has controlled us and told us to function and be.
And I find too, also with a lot of the readings that I've been doing, the fours keep coming up again and again.
Yes.
It's always the Four of Wands reversed beside like the Tower and beside like the Death card. And I keep telling all of my clients, like, four, you're right. This whole year is a four. Like from fucking January to December and really until next March when Aries fully cycles. So it's like, we're really looking at, you know, the next 14, 15 months of focusing on our four. And fours are our values, what we can celebrate together. It's also our structures, our foundations. It's a balanced, stable number. So it's like, what makes you feel balanced? What makes you feel stable, etc. And like, if you think of a table and you pull out a leg and you pull out another leg, like the table is like, it's coming down. And that is this year is for all of us. Back when Saturn went into Aquarius for a short moment, we were all like inspired to see new ideas and new dreams and, oh, I can do this and this and this. And now we're being pulled back into Capricorn to really compare it and see like, no, your boss doesn't fucking care about you. And now it's so clear because you've like tasted a little bit of freedom and now they're pulling you back. And it's funny because there's a lot of people like even in Canada where the boss is and everyone's like, no, you can get back to work now. And everyone's like, you told me to stay home for like a month because of this deadly virus. And now you want me to go back to work and like risk everything. Because, like, is it not as serious? But no, you're right. It's because people are now like, wait, if they all think they can work from home, then they're going to be asking us to work from home forever. They're going, like, these big governments and systems and structures and everything are noticing now that people are like really getting more power. And it's like, no, we need to grab that back. So I feel like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of internal struggle with like, well, now I'm forced back to work. I don't want to be here. I hate this. And with the Pluto and Saturn conjunct that happened, that's like 35 years of shit that people are like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. Like, I'm done. Like 10 years was enough. And then I continued doing it to 20 years. And now I'm somehow like, I blinked and it's been 35 years of the same shit. Like, no, like you can't, it's like the well is dry. You know what I mean? They're like, I'm done. So like, okay, so how, I'm Gemini. We have Venus now going retrograde. Well, not now, on the 13th, going retrograde in Gemini. So that being my first house, which I'm not going to get into, but that's a lot to do with my relationship to myself, for example, and my relationship to my identity. But how do you think for the other 11 signs, this is going to affect them a little bit different? Geminis were a little bit lucky this retrograde, and with the North Node now supporting us for a year. But like, to look at the overall energies for most people during the Venus retrograde, like what are you thinking that looks like?
Yeah, so just like basic survival messages of Venus in retrograde. One, don't get to like back together with your ex. Like, don't do it. It's even worse when you do it during Venus in retrograde. Mercury has a lot of that, like booty call, ex partners. But when Venus is in retrograde, it really is a test. It's like, are you willing to do the work to get the partnerships that you deserve and that you know you put in the work? And again, timely with quarantine going to be lifted around this time. It's like you can have the easy pint of ice cream that's there for you where you're going to feel like gross after. And you're like, oh, I should have just like went to the grocery store, got some good food and actually put in the work. Again, it's what you want for yourself. If you want to not show up for yourself and not get the love that you truly deserve, then eat the ice cream. It'll taste good for like 10 minutes if you're lucky. Or you can go get the actual goodness that you want to fuel your body. So one, don't get back together with your ex. It's not a cute look. Number two, a lot of times when people are in relationships, they're going to be tested no matter how strong your relationship is. And that's not a bad thing. When you write a test and you get a 98%, you know that you're on the right path and you know your shit. You know you've been working on things. And after that Venus in retrograde, you're going to be like, cool, I did the work and now we're stronger together. So with all relationships, and I've seen this many a times, either they level up or they just separate, which again isn't bad. It's just that their roads are no longer aligned. So people in relationships, it'll be a good time to know where you stand either way. I always note, never break up with your partner during Venus in retrograde, because things will come to light where afterwards you can kind of figure out, it's like, oh, okay, like I wasn't meant to, because I was meant to learn this during the last phase of Venus in retrograde. Especially with like Gemini energy, right? It's like the twins, two faces. Like you want to make sure that you're not really caught up in this energy, which can be a lot when Venus is in Gemini. Also, just like, that's a whole other conversation. The last thing I'll mention with Venus in retrograde is not to alter your physical appearance. So for those who do dabble in plastic surgery or getting wild hair colors, Venus in retrograde, it's like, no, you just want to like chill out. There's been a lot of stories of people getting like bad scarring or botched work done. So like, I mean, I love plastic surgery, go hard, like live your best life, but don't, and again, quarantine's going to be lifted and everyone's going to want to go back to the salon, to their plastic surgeon. Don't do it. Just wait until like mid-July, or even better yet, wait till Leo season, which is all about spotlight energy. So those are my big three, like just survival 101 for Venus in retrograde.
That, just to add on about, just before Liz dives in, you talking about the, like decorating your body and things, like same with your home. Like don't paint your full fucking home. Don't like sell your home or find something else, because for your relationship to your ideas about your aesthetic, your relationship to your home, even the people around you, we always think like, oh, the grass is greener on the other side, so I'll just drop this and go grab that. And then like, I swear to God, in a month, 2 months from now, you'll be like, what the fuck did I do? Like, my hair is never gonna grow back. I hate my home. It's like, so just like chill with like any renovation, like everything that is altering, like just wait. Now is a better time for you to clear out and sell old clothing than going out and buying a bunch of new shit, because in a month from now, you'll be like, that is the ugliest fucking sweater. Like, you're not gonna like it. Sorry, Liz, go ahead.
That is hilarious. And actually, I'm glad to have gone third on this topic, because feeding off of what you guys have just said on a therapy level, coming from a psychology perspective, is stop externalizing your love for yourself. Why are we putting so much fucking value on things that are outside of us to deem what we feel is appropriate or appreciative of who we are? Which, like, fine, I agree with everyone. Color your hair, get your plastic surgery, wear what you want. But why are you wearing it? Who are you trying to be? Who are you trying to fulfill yourself into? And if that's a question mark for you right now, and as Venus is going retrograde, that's going to be even harder to figure out if you don't know it already. So stop trying to bypass who you are, how you love yourself. Like, figure that out now. Start to be into like, what do I actually like? What do I want to have in my closet? How do I want to look to the outside world? And it's about having that validation inside. So when you do externalize it, it's just an externalization. You're not putting all the weight in it. Well, if I don't have blue hair, then I'm not pretty. Like, cut that out. Like, you can be.
It literally goes back to like RuPaul Drag Race. Like, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love another person? It's so perfect. Like,
very good.
Fighting for attention, fighting for, oh, like, you don't love me like this. Okay, let me change everything about myself for you, and then I'll show you. And later, in 2 months from now, when they still don't approve of it, you won't even approve of yourself, and then you'll be double fucked. So it's like, why are you doing that? Like, no, like, back up.
Right?
Down.
And even going off of that, just a little bit more, like going back to the RuPaul thing, is like, he's always like, make me fall in love with you. Make me fall in love with who you are. And so many people now are coming up on our social media saying, the more authentic you are, the more you be you, the more we love you. The more vulnerable you are, then we fall in love with that. We fall in love with the vulnerabilities of you being in your own personality versus trying to be like the other person you saw on Instagram or social media. So freaking just be yourself.
Also, RuPaul has a Gemini rising. It's like Scorpio sun and moon and Gemini rising. Of course, being like a drag queen, so like RuPaul knows.
I love it.
Yes. Okay. I didn't know that. So like now I gotta go watch some Drag Race. Okay. So we've done Saturn. We've done Venus. I thought Mercury was hitting us too, or is that not till later, next month?
Until June 18th.
Yeah.
June 18th. Okay, so do we want to hold on that?
Yeah, we can also talk about Jupiter, which a lot of people like. It's like abundance and good luck and all the good things.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start. Matthew, do you want to start with that?
Sure. So for those who don't know, Jupiter is the planet of abundance and good luck and good spirit. It's the biggest planet. It just has such a big, boisterous, like, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car type mood. But with Capricorn's all about being conservative, saving money, hard work, staying at home, which is the complete opposite vibe of Jupiter. So actually, when Jupiter goes retrograde, it kind of gives Jupiter a chance to breathe. It's like it's trying to do all this hard work. It wants to give us so much blessings, even though the Capricorn energy is like, these people need to sit the fuck down and do the work. And Jupiter's like, but I just want to give them the free card. It's like, they got to show that they're going to appreciate that free card. But now when it's in retrograde, it's the time now to really go over your finances, go over everything else, go over your investments or lack thereof. Maybe now is a good time to invest in stocks when they're at an all-time low so you can get dividends for the rest of your life. Hint, hint. Even if it's just $50, you're showing up for yourself. And that's a very cute, key mood of Jupiter being in Capricorn, because the last time that Jupiter was in Capricorn, we had the 2008 recession. So again, for those who don't believe in astrology, you're just losing out on really big key times, like when to invest, when to save, when to do everything else. So with Jupiter now, it's going to give us all a chance to breathe. I feel like government structures in the world are going to be able to figure out what they're going to be doing with money at a global level. And now it's time for you to be like, what is it that you need to bring in money-wise? And then you'll be able to kind of gauge where you can get that from, whether that's saving and not splurging on all the exterior decorating and beauty that you would normally spend, because you need to take a moment to pause on that anyway. And how are you using your money to invest in yourself, to invest in classes, or using your time now to invest in all of the free resources that are literally at our fingertips. That's probably never happened, at least in our time being born. We're all like late 20s, early 30s, like so much free stuff or discounted rates are being offered. So how can you use your time and your money to benefit you and what you want moving forward, so that when Jupiter moves into Aquarius in 2021, we're going to start seeing that expansion again.
Yeah, and I wanted to add to that just because you talked a lot about money, but Capricorn being an earth energy, if you think about the tarot cards, any of the earth signs, which look like pentacles, so they're the coins, that for me is related to your investment of time, energy, or money. It's not only finances. Sure. So make sure now that Jupiter was like, let's do this and do this and do this, it almost influenced that Aquarius innovative new idea energy. Now with Pluto going retrograde, so backwards, so all of the death and the rebirth, all of our new beginnings, we're like, okay, wait, how do I make this a reality? How do I do this? Now, with the Capricorn and Jupiter restriction, I feel like all of those ideas and that excitement is sort of all being placed on hold so we can reflect and assess like, okay, I only have so much time, energy, and money. It's this, this, and this. So like, do I want it all going into this? Do I want half here and half here? Do I want to mix the three of them? So like now, I think especially that mixed with the Venus retrograde, which is again, like Venus loves money, quality, top, champ, beautiful things, clothing, food, wine. Like, is now the best time to spend $200 on wine? Probably not. But is it also the best time to be drinking every night? Probably not. It's like, it's a really important time for all of us to be like reassessing all of our investments, time, energy, money, and how those relationships and our relationships to things, jobs, friends, community, like it's literally pause your entire life for 4 weeks and like try not to move too much. Just like think, review, figure out how much you have, how much you need, how to create the world that you want with what you have. Like it's a very sticky, slow down, don't rush. Really, like if you can just freeze, like just freeze for a little bit. Like, sorry, babe. Go ahead.
I love it all. I think to add on that, when I feel Jupiter in retrograde in Capricorn, feeding off of what you said, it's not just about money, it's not just about time, it's not just about structure, it's also about the body. Because for me, Earth is about the actual human vessel that you are in, this meat sack of a person. So this is Earth energy, right? This is what makes us Earthlings, because we're here on Earth experiencing the universe from this vantage point. So when Jupiter's going retrograde, it's saying stop spiritually bypassing what you need to do for your body right now. So what is it that you really, really want, but you don't know how to enjoy or how to manifest because you're afraid of some certain outcome? So you're trying to get around it. Like, well, if I just do what this person did, then everything will be in alignment with me. But you're really forgetting to include the body in on the conversation. Capricorn in tarot is the devil. And for me, on a psychology level, that is our ego. So where is it right now that Jupiter is saying you need to actually have such a healthy relationship with your body and with where you want to go? Because if you're not into who you are, like actually this body itself, you're not going to be able to pull yourself forward because you're going to have a lot of ego problems. It's going to create gut problems. It's going to create a lot of hesitation. So this Jupiter retrograde is like, hey, stop spiritually bypassing what you need to do for yourself right now. Like, yeah, you got to be with this. You got to check in with who you are, check in with the gut, check in with the heart, feel more confident.
And that's huge too, because we have Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, Jupiter retrograde in Capricorn, and then Saturn currently is retrograde in Aquarius, but it's going to go retrograde into Capricorn July 1st. So that is not going to go away anytime soon,
right,
with what we all just talked about. And how can you apply it moving forward so you can really get a firm grasp on your health, on your body, on your time, and on your money, so you can truly revolutionize how you view all of those things, so you come out of this stronger, so that moving forward, this is like a huge level up on all of those platforms.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. Again, I think that all ties back to the 4. It's like you just listed 4 things, and those are the 4 things that really support our life, our bodies, our money, our energy, and our time. It's like that's what life is.
Yeah.
So I think this whole year, again, is just focusing on that Saturn and Pluto conjunct that sort of shit the bed for all of us. And it's like, while we're all flying through the air, we need to figure out like, what pieces do we want to pick from that chaos and like apply them to really the things that we've learned over the past 10 years or 20 years or 35 years. And it's just like, no, these people, places, things, habits, routines, structures, they don't work. That is fucking clear. I recently, like personally with the Scorpio full moon, like I have fucking traumas and triggers coming back. And I'm like, I can't believe this for another 35 years. It won't work. I will literally lose it. Like it's like we need to focus on identifying that and saying, okay, that can't stay. And that can be applied to that spending habit can't stay. That eating habit can't stay. That person can't stay. That fucking husband or wife that I thought I was with. And it's like, it's hard. It's not fucking easy. It's Capricorn. Capricorn is shut up, pay attention, do the work. Later you will love it. Later you will be rewarded. But like now it sucks. And I think people are just recognizing that there's things about their life that just suck and they don't want to change it. And if you don't want to change it, then you're just going to be slapped in the face with it again and again and again. probably for the next 35 years. So now it's like, take time to apply and make those changes. Like, you will love it. You will feel more free. And then when everything moves into Aquarius, again, December, we start moving again. It's like, it's light, it's air, it's innovation. You're gonna notice that you've dropped so much baggage, and now you're like, oh my God, I can change gears. I don't have people holding me back. I have more money. I feel healthy. I didn't cut off all my hair and dye it purple. It's like, it's fucking amazing. Yeah, so it's crazy making, really. It's just like, whoa, like, spiritual development is just so fun. It's so fun.
As RuPaul says, get rid of the inner saboteur. Like, get rid of the part of yourself that wants something so badly that you're fucking it up. Like, you want it so badly that you destroy the ability to get it. And that's where we go into those negative coping styles. So, overeating, overspending, whatever the sucky parts of our life, we're the ones who's actually giving it energy to be a part of the life. So stop being the saboteur that brings you into that negative cycle. Easier said than done, though. But
I would agree, yeah. Easier said than done, for sure.
RuPaul, we love you. Please sponsor us.
yeah, right?
Okay, well, I'm happy with that information. We will post all of each other's information under these videos. I know Matt and Liz have a new dual offering that they're doing. I have some workshops, new moon and full moon. So does Matthew. Yeah, so like, just check out our pages for different things. We'll be doing this, I think, monthly. And I guess that's it, really. Do you guys have anything you want to add before we wrap up and close off?
Love and light, everyone. Love and light.
Do the work and you'll get the reward. That's such a huge Capricorn and like Saturn mood. And I love the way that Chris just talked about like the baggage, the more, and like even Liz too, with like the shadow aspects, the more baggage that you can get rid of and drop. Once we move into 2021 with that Aquarius energy, you're just going to like be able to soar that much more easy. You're not going to be holding on to so much. So now is the time over the next few months. It's like, how bad do you want it? And again, there's going to be resources available to you. The more that you invest, do the work, spend the coins, use your energy wisely, it's going to be like level up, level up, level up.
Love it. Love it all.
I agree. Okay, well, I'm good. Y'all are good? Sweet. We will see you next month, where we will talk about Mercury retrograde. And that is just a layer on top of many retrogrades at the same time. That should be fun. Hopefully the technology works out and we can actually post it. So, okay, we will chat soon.